Signpost. Will be gone soon, Angry say. So it makes no difference, a life like this. She smiled with some effort, puts a great tablet on her tongue and swallow it. Use or possession of this tag by ordinary people is prohibited by law and strictly controlled. The person taking it feels as if everyone born in his or her body is melting. All the uncertain curves of life vanish as the individual wander in the space between languor and pressure. Why don't you take one too? Henry pulls another tablet from a leather pouch and noses out to Caim, who is standing by her bed. Coward, she said with a grim smile when he shook his head in silence, and then she placed the second tablet on her tongue. How many pills does this make today? Caim asked. I forget. With empty eyes, Henry stares into space and sighs. This is an addiction, a serious one. How do you feel? He asked. Not bad, she said. Very happy. She gave him a smile. It is deeper and softer than an earlier smile, though maybe too deep and too soft. It appears to be a smile of ultimate bliss. But for that very reason, it also a frightening quiet. It has sent chills up his spine. The tag is called Signpost. This is not its formal designation, of course. People still calling it that is secret code word to avoid persecution, and the term caught on. Signpost is, however, the single most appropriate name for this tag. Each pill takes the user one step further down the road, and when the victor symbol strikes, the person asks to take the next pill, thereby advancing yet another step. Farther and farther and farther. The road marked by the signpost is a soothing one, entirely free of pain or suffering. At the end of the road, however, there waits only death. The use and possession of signposts is so strictly prohibited because it's seen as an invitation to regardless suicide. How many more pills, I wonder? Henry muttered, stretching her emaciated body full length on the bed. It's a question that Cain cannot answer. He knows only that she is nearing the end of her signpost journey. It is for this that Cain has been called to this hospital, which is a facility for people on the verge of death. I have no regret, Henry said. None at all. This way I can die presently, quietly, like going to sleep. Her empty eyes are fixed on Cain, but they seem to register nothing. I'll be fine. She reached into the leather pouch again. You probably shouldn't do that, Cain said. I'm telling you I'm fine, she said, laughing weakly, and placing a third signpost in her mouth. She closed her eyes, her sunken eyes socket harbored dark shadow. Cain settled himself into the chair by her bed. He wished for her to say more, but she seemed to have fallen asleep. Her breathing is calm, a slight smile plays upon her sleeping face. The signpost seemed to be working, without the hammer-like pains in her back and violent chills would prevent her from sleeping. Even worse than the physical suffering would be the fear of approaching death. More haggard than a woman, young Anne was struck by a mortal illness. At the end of their long battle with the disease, the doctor gave up all hope of treating it and prescribed signposts for her instead. Ordinary people are not allowed to use the drug, but special permission has been given to patients for whom there is no hope for recovery, in order to afford them a peaceful death and bring their lives to a quiet close. In other words, to enable them to die without having to deal with regret or despair. Before Cain began this work, a doctor explained the effect of the medicine to him, concluding with a smile. In other words, signpost forgives all the debts the person has built up toward life. On the weekends, after she has confirmed Cain present at her bedside, she said, "You don't have to worry," and closed her eyes again, smiling. "I'm fine. I think I can go just like this." so she knows there are other possibilities. In certain rare cases, signposts can have undesirable side effects. Sometimes at the very end, when the person is just beginning to sink into the abyss of death, there can be an attack of nightmare. The patient experiences literal death agony. The event of signposts provides such a wonderfully tranquil departure on the person's final journey. Every last bit of tranquility can be swept away on the cusp of death. Or still, some patients conclude their hallucinatory episode with a frenzied physical outburst. They might have barely enough strength to breathe until tormented by the nightmare. They rush out violently out to break the bed or even strangle the caregiver in attendance. Such can be the mystery of the human body, or more so the human heart. This is why Kaim is here, is to stand vigil by Anne's deathbed, against the remote possibility that she might be tormented by nightmares and go wild under the influence of signpost side effects. The doctor is supplying him with yet another drug. It's a poison that will kill the patient instantaneously. Kaim has been instructed to administer it to Anne as soon as she begins to exhibit its strange behavior. Believe me, this is a human measure, the doctors say, not borderline by any means. The face of a patient who has suffered the drug side effect is truly grotesque, not something that anyone could stand to look at. The person's death should never be excruciating. This is a final kindness to give the person a quiet, peaceful ending. Kaim was not entirely convinced by the doctor's rationale. Nature, however, was able to bring himself to take issue with it. Now we can only hope that, led by her signpost, Anne will be able to pass her final moment in peace. Some part of her inner self may be paralyzed at the moment, and her empty eye may never regain their former gleam. But if she is happy that way, it is nothing that anyone has the right to deny her. Waking again, Anne reaches for another signpost, but opens her pouch. Sorry, but you pick it up for me, she asks Kaim. She no longer has the strength even toward the pouch. Her final moments are closing in. Kaim lifts the pouch from the floor, but when she asks him to put a tablet in her mouth, he hesitates for a moment before complying. Her tongue is dry and rough in sandpaper. She really must be nearing the end. Having taken another signpost, Annie seemed to be overtaken by that logorous feeling again. She moved the flesh of her cheeks in a way that has no meaning, released a feeble sigh and said, I was just dreaming. What about? About when I was little, everybody was there, my father, my mother, my big brother and sister were smiling. This is not a good sign, that I don't behave in a bad effect. If the signpost is working properly, she should not be dreaming, especially about her family. The more lingering attachment or regret or sadness a person retains, the more likely he or she is to experience side effect. This is precisely why the family is never admitted to the patient's room. The final farewell are made before the administering of signpost, and only after everything is finished do they meet again. Everybody was in such a good mood. Kaim wondered if she could give her another signpost. I'm sure when I was born that my parents never imagined I would die so young. The more seasoned caregiver would probably give her another pill without hesitation. Then I would fall into another peaceful sleep with any to disturb her, perhaps never to wake again. Kaim, however, set the letter pouch on a shelf and waits to hear what she has to say. Anne reserve does not request another signpost, but move the sunken flesh of her cheeks again. This time the movement takes the form of a deliberate smile. You know, she said to Kaim, I'm beginning to wonder. About what? Why I was ever born? Kaim is at a loss for words, but she doesn't not let this prevent her from continuing. I mean, if I'm going to die so young, when I've never had a chance to fall in love, wouldn't it have been bitter if he'd never been born at all? Kaim notices to tell her that he understands. Why was I ever born? This is the question that Kaim himself has been pondering all through his endless journey. He has still not found the answer, and he never will. My mother and father will be sad, I'm sure. You're better rest now. Maybe I was born to make my parents sad. Close your eye and take a few long, deep breaths. Can I have some more medicine? This time I give it to her without hesitation. Thank you. She says input for the first time and closes her eyes. I guess it's possible I may never wake up again. It's possible. It's a good thing to die without suffering, isn't it? It probably is. And to die without you riding a fog, without thinking or feeling anything. That's a good thing too, isn't it? Kaim says nothing. This is a question he cannot answer, a question he doesn't want to answer, and he falls asleep without asking him anything else. She's still sound asleep when the doctor examines her and tells Kaim she will probably pass away before the night is out. It is late at night, close to dawn, when Henry begins to suffer. I'm sorry, Mummy, I'm sorry I ate the jam, it was me. She ran in a safe fever with a large drop of sweat on her forehead as she moaned deliriously. Was taking you so long, Daddy? Hurry, the butterfly going to fly away. Kaim wondered if she could be reliving memory of her childhood. You eat me, big brother, should I eat the little sisters? You're bad, I'm gonna tell Mummy, convulsion racked her entire body. Let me in, I want to play with the big girls. It doesn't end with her delirium. She starts moving her arm as if trying to embrace a family member for thing above her. This is what they were afraid of, the side effects. Take me with you, please, I don't want to stay here, don't leave me. Her cries mingle with tears, hallucinations seem to have taken the place of past memory in her empty eyes. Please, I will be good, I will do what you tell me, Mommy and Daddy. Take me with you. In fact, just the opposite is happening. They won't be left behind as the family who so loved their young daughter, Henry. Don't leave me alone, Mommy, Daddy, come back, please. He can feel her pain and sorrow, her convulsions become increasingly violent, her face contorts in agony. There's a big commotion, Doctor comes hurrying into the room. What are you doing? He shouted Kaim. Put her out of her misery now. Kaim knew what he should do. This is what he was hired for. The potion that will prevent Henry from suffering anymore is within his reach. Would it take all softly, however, is not the poison, but the hands that Henry stretches onto into empty space. What are you doing? The doctor shouted at him. Stop it. This is direct violation of your duties. You're fired. Kaim turns toward the fuming doctor and says simply, be quiet, please. What in there are you? But the doctor breaks off his shouting when he catches sight of the look on Henry's face. She's smiling. Art is my mother's side, my father's, big brother, big sister. Tell me whose side Art is, she asks joyfully. Feeling the strength of Kaim's gasp, she squeezes back an almost indescribably happy smile on her face, tears streaming from her eyes. I'm here with all of you together, always. The convulsion has subsided and her breathing has calmed down. Kaim whispers in her ear, thank you, Henry. Daddy? Smiling through her tears, she says, I know it's you. Kaim smiles back at her and says, I'm speaking for all of us, for me, your mother, your brother, your sister. When I say thank you, Henry. Henry is almost embarrassed when she asks for what? For having been born. For having come to be with us, for having allowed us to share time with you. Mommy and I, and brother and sister, we are also grateful to you for that. Unfortunately, life has its limits. There are long lives and short lives. And in lives, even more unfortunately, there is happiness and unhappiness. There are happy lives and unhappy lives. For all of this, however, for the chance to be alive in the world, for the chance of having lived a life in this world, the only thing to say is thank you. When Caim set his tour, Giver sent the chin a little shake and say, "No, I should be the one to be thanking you, all of you." These are only last words. The look on her face is a death following the torment of a dangerous nightmare. Is neither tranquil nor peaceful, it is however happy. "Are you really leaving us?" the doctor asked, Caim with a genuine show of regret. As for the road, Caim smiled and said, "I don't think I will ever be able to perform the duty of a caregiver properly. Tell you the truth, Caim, I still can't get over the fact that it's even possible to eat your way." With a serious look he had, "I wonder if your hand give off some substance like Signpost, otherwise I can imagine how she could have died so happily." Caim threw his palm toward the doctor. "They're just ordinary hands, nothing special." "I'm not so sure about that," the doctor said. "If we spend some time studying them properly, maybe." Caim shook his head with a sore smile, as if to say, "You wouldn't find a thing." He doesn't have one option to make with the doctor. You've seen lots of people die alone, probably a lot more than any of you doctor have. That's why I wanted to bring her together with her family at the end. That's the only reason I took her hands." The doctor would now suggest he's not convinced, but Caim is still talking with him. Instead of towards the highway, he must continue his journey. His journey will go as long as he is unable to reply on the question, "Why was I ever born?" Anne had a family at least. A life consists of rejoining and leaving her family. Caim has not had that much. Where did I come from? Where am I going? Why does the passing wind draw Caim along on his endless journey? A journey without signposts. This is why Caim is always free and always alone.